Thanks for stopping by and checking out the unboxing and review from one of my favorite series, if not the best animated series of Batman, the classic 1992 Batman the Animated Series Batmobile from McFarlane Toys. We have the gold label, DC Direct. We'll examine the box, open it up, and check this out. First thing I want to get into is the actual size of the box alone. It's 28.5 inches long. This is going to take up some real estate. You got to have a spot for this. Any Batmobile we're going to see from McFarlane Toys, I like using the tape measure as kind of my pointer, will take up room. The figures are bigger, the vehicles are bigger, and the price, $79.99. After taxes, I mean, we're at $83, $84, $85. We'll decide by the end of this video if this is indeed worth that $80 price range. Just classic shots of the Batmobile from, again, one of the best animated series I've ever seen. And, I grew up with the Super Friends, with the Galactic Guardians Superpowers team, and it was hard, when this came out. Like, everything's been different, but man, it's like to this day, like 2024, it's stood the test of time. You can see all the features with the lights. This is a big deal Batmobile, and I think that's part of why it's $80 in today's market. Going back to 93, 94 when this came out, the Batmobile toy, maybe it was 50. I remember having it. There are some features about the old one that we'll see if this one carries the same things, but also it lights up. Like, there's going to be a lot of differences with this, but man, it's hard to walk past this at the store, which I've done a couple of times, and not buy it. The unboxings I watched didn't show exactly the Batmobile coming out of here, and I wanted to see, like, how was this packed in here? Something that I really wanted to show off. There's a ton of reviews out on here, and each of them are different. So if you're on the fence, as a recording of this is still available today. It's $80. There's more Batmobiles coming from McFarlane. They're going to keep coming out with this nostalgia. They know how to target us. But if this is something you're interested in, I encourage you to watch as many reviews as you can and decide if, first of all, you have the space and you want to, you're okay spending $80 on this. A couple more cuts right here on the side, so I'm not sure how the box is going to flap. Yeah, maybe one more on the bottom. Yeah, I'm expecting it to just slide right out. Sometimes you save the box. This is like a refrigerator box, so if you have kids, you can build a fort for them. But I don't think I'm going to hold on to it. Look at, there it is. Like, it's just sitting in there. For the amount of time that I've had this, I haven't heard anything kind of shifting around. So whatever they use like this to pack this, it did the job. This is massive. I've done reviews on home arcades. This is taking up so much room. I'll show you at the end of the video where I exactly set this up. This is a different spot than what I'm used to. Yeah, the Batmobile just, first impressions, it is huge. Like, I'm just kind of blown away just taking this out. I mean, look at this. Try to get around this box. Look at the size of this. Wrapped in the plastic. And a look inside. On the other end, they do have this cardboard padding. I just want to make sure there's nothing else. A little sticker in there. And then they just had some foam inserts. And I don't think there's anything inside of here. It's basically, this is what you get. Batteries not included, obviously. You're going to need a couple of things. We'll get into what you're going to need if you decide to, first of all, buy this and take it out of the box and want to utilize everything about the 92 Batman Animated Series Batmobile. And all you'll need is 3 AAA batteries, a screwdriver, and that's about it, unless you want to actually put Batman and Robin or just make your own scene. I mean, you could put the Joker in here if you want. Really have some fun, just kind of playing with nostalgia. Now the plastic is taped on the back of the Batmobile, so we'll just kind of back them out. Oh, and there is a, as you hear that, there is a card, just like any, in the bag, just like any McFarlane action figure. You're gonna get that card, so we do have the card for the Batmobile racing out of the Emmy Award-winning Batman the Animated Series. I mean, I completely agree. An excellent cartoon series, by far my favorite. Just want to take this in for a second. It's incredible. Now, there's two things that come to mind with the OG, the actual Batman the Animated Series. Not sure if it was, I mean, I apologize if it was Kenner, if it was Toy Biz. There was something that came out of the wheels, and I don't see that happening. And I didn't notice that on any other videos. And this would actually pull out, and it was a little bat wing. So you're getting the car. I mean, there's nothing separating here. This is going to open up. You can stick some figures in here. We can check out the lights, but this is what's going to be in the box, and nothing extra is going to happen besides all the features with the batteries. There are some different things in here, and I did see that there's going to be some room. You actually have a seat buckle. Like you have a little elastic band here that actually clips. Look at that. It actually has a seat buckle in there. We'll have to figure out where that is. Oh, they're right here. So yeah, it just clips right in there. That's crazy. And this pulls out. You know, you can get the action shots in here. It is hard plastic where their seats are. And as far as legroom, I mean, it goes far back. I can't even reach. Kind of pop that up a little bit, but yeah, there's going to be some play in here to get people in, but at least you can strap them in. And then on the back, I mean, I'm excited to see how this will light up once we put the batteries in. I want to say something was happening here. I wonder if these flipped up. You know, you kind of had some weapons coming out of here, the Batmobile. I remember the first Kenner kind of had that, you know, like ram. Like I think the Joker was in the front. Like you could press a button, you know, the eyes would light up. But as far as just the comparison with the OG, there was a feature here, the wheels, and then of course it would pop out the back. This is it. I do want to note that this gear shifter is not going to move. You can see you do have some play there. I tried moving it just very easily. It's a very thin piece of plastic holding that in there. So just be careful because this could break off. So the gear shifter is just completely for decoration. Just easier to show this before we put Robin in there, but it just buckles in there. It just kind of sits there. It's not super tight. Like I think we can just pull it right back out, but yeah, you can just press it right in. And for the most part, I think it's just gonna keep Robin in there enough where he's not gonna slide around. This is a little shaky. It does, you can see the little track they cut out here. It goes all the way up. And then you can see the little clip. It stays there. I did wonder if they could actually see through there. Now it's gonna be hard for you to get that shot, but they actually could. You can actually see through the window, the dash. Like it's like sunglasses. It's just such a tough angle to see from here, but I could see my finger on the other side. So I did wonder if that was just solid plastic. At least the figures, you know, aren't really driving blind. Wow, flipping this over, just look at the tires. It's just so big. Batteries obviously right here, and it looks like you're gonna need pretty much the smallest Phillips screwdriver you can come across, which I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish they could just snap like they used to in the old days, but I'm sure with several reasons, and I know they're legitimate, that they have to use a screw. The wheels turn at the exact same time. Oh, look at, turns in the front. I don't remember that feature with the OG. These are in place, but they both, okay, so the fronts turn individually, but the back are connected. We'll go ahead and open this up. I just grabbed the smallest Phillips I have, and it will just fit right in there. Unscrew this off and pop in our AAA batteries, I just noticed that there is a switch right here that's going to be on and off. So that's going to operate all the lights. So once you flip that switch, I'm imagining it all fires up at the same time. Well, I was wrong. It's AA batteries. Okay, so I guess I should have looked at the box. It's not AAA batteries. It's in fact AA. Only here will you see that typo. So we're going to grab some AA's. Completely meant to do that because I wanted to advertise Duracell and then Energizer, because I'm not biased when it comes to batteries. It's Duracell or Energizer. I think those are your two best. All right, we'll throw these in. I was wondering why they went in so easy. Put this on, tighten this up. Now before I hit the switch, like I'm just waiting for something, like it's gonna make a sound, but it might just be lights. So we'll see this in real time. No sound. And no, okay, so it must be, so once we hit the switch, better make sure I did that right. Oh, it was on, so I turned it off. It was on, so it's gonna come out of the box on, and yeah, it did light up. I thought maybe there'd be a switch inside the dash, but look at the back. That was a thumbnail in one of the reviews, and they use this as their thumbnail, and it just looks so cool. I saw others where you can see that blue right there. So yeah, it's cool. You can look in. Another one was, you saw the front. It was just kind of like Knight Rider coming at you. As of doing the video right now, I have not decided what I was going to do for the thumbnail. So we'll see. Might be something you've seen, might be something a little bit different. Get all that easy, blue on your eye. That's a great color they decided to use. Such attention to detail. I mean, just remember when it was like stickers back in the day. Nothing behind the seats, but that easy on your eyes. There, I said it right. That blue, and then of course the fire coming out. It's so light in this room. We'll check it out in all dark, and we'll just see how this compares with the lights. Look at how much red is coming off the back. Like it's lighting up the entire back wall. I feel like I'm like looking through one of those military scopes. The front lights, you can see the blue shining through in the windshield. That blue from the cockpit, just like a new car. That easy on your eyes blue, and then that back side just lighting up the whole wall behind me. It looks so good. I like just how it illuminated. It's kind of hard to see in a black room, but I mean it just looks like it's real fire coming out of there. I have had these guys balancing against Dragon Slayer for a long time, and then this wave over here against Galaga, just waiting for that review on the Batmobile so we could take Batman and Robin and throw them in there. And finally, I have this whole idea what I was going to do with these figures, but I needed to get to the Batmobile. Let's just see how this rolls. I mean, it's pretty cool. You're going to have a lot of fun with this. If you decide to get this, I think it's worth it. I mean, we're not even done with the review yet, but just from like reliving, an era in the early 90s, this is incredible. We'll get Mr. West involved here. This is not heavy at all. Like it's hollow. It's very light. West, just what do you think about the size of this? I mean, just comparing it to you. I mean, you're a big boy. Look at how big this Batmobile is. He's more of a Marvel guy, but we, you still got to be somewhat impressed. These are the two of the newer, like, official Batman. Now, we're not talking about the blind as a Batman, but the only Robin and the Batman that was meant to be put in here. I did see a review where the gentleman had to take the cape off of Batman to get this close. We'll confirm that, but as far as Robin goes, he's a lot shorter, and you won't have to worry about his kind of rubbery cape compared to Batman's cloth cape. He'll fall right in. And in fact, we'll put Robin in first. The seat buckle is open, and he just, see, he's gonna lay down there, and that's something that I did notice from the gentleman who did the review. So I think Robin's gonna have a hard time staying in place. Well, I kind of take that back. It was kind of a struggle to get that. It's hard. It's hard to get your hands in here and get around that. I mean, that's a very small piece of elastic, but you know, as long as his hair isn't above that, yeah, it should close. Okay, closes perfectly. He's in. He's not falling down. So yeah, if you just put that seatbelt, just holding him up enough, he'll stay in place. Now Batman's gonna be tricky. He's got the ears. He's a lot bigger than Robin, so hopefully we can get him in there far enough. And I think the steering wheel being able to slide out and in will be, you know, kind of easier to lock him in place, because we gotta make sure Batman can see when he's driving. I can tell you right now that he's in. Like, I don't even need a seatbelt. Batman's gonna kind of break the rules and drive without wearing a seatbelt, but you can see his hands will reach the steering wheel, and you can kind of grip him. I did leave the open hands, the stock hands, and that's exactly, look at this, how they made it a perfect fit. Now as long as, he's kind of leaning a little bit, as long as we can close this top, which it looks like he's gonna shut perfectly. Not sure why the gentleman took the cape off in his review, but this is perfect. McFarlane, they made this perfectly for these figures. My plan was to just leave them in here. I'm gonna have everything kind of displayed, have an area. I'll probably show at the end of the video, but I just wanted to have them in there. There's gonna be other renders of Batman and Robin, I'm sure, with the more collectibles they make. And you know, I'm hooked. It started with this. We bought the figures. These guys are staying inside. I did fire the lights up. It'd be cool if we could see them. I guess with the right lighting, we could probably kind of see their silhouette. But I guess if we were in a dark room, because of that blue glow, maybe we could see Robin sitting there. But yeah, it's all lit up for them. They're driving. From that angle, it looked like Robin's mask was off. I don't know, maybe it was just me. That is so cool. And look, I've tipped it over to flip the on and off switch. We've spun them around and they've stayed in place. It's 28.5 inches long in the box. The Batmobile is sitting right at 25 inches long. The Batman Forever Batmobile, which is the next Batmobile coming out, probably already available. I am, spoiler alert, on the hunt for that one. I don't know what it is about Batman right now with me. I think that was 31 inches, maybe even 31.5. So if this wasn't big enough, like just imagine, it's 25, another 6.5 inches longer than this. And this is big. And if you're wondering about the overall width, looks like it's about a little wider where the wheels are. 8.5, close to 9 inches, just to be on the safe side, you know, depending on if you have a shelf in mind for this and you wanna make sure you have enough room. The back gets a little narrow, about 7, but the front comes out and it's sitting right at, gosh, like 8.25. As far as the height, you'll just need about 6 inches just for clearance, just so there's nothing really gonna scrape this if you decide to go on a shelf rack or something. So just keeping in mind, it's probably sitting at about 5.25, but I would just say 6 inches just to give yourself the room. Now this is something I've been waiting to do for so long. We have the newer of the Joker. There is another one coming out, and you can just see the face off here with the Joker. I want to show something at the end of this video regarding holding these guys up a little bit better. I do have something I want to point out, but just reenactment. Batman 89. He stole my balloons. No, that's not really Batman's style, but I guess it's my style. Been waiting to do that, Joker. So providing that Batman and Robin just stay in the Batmobile and the Joker's not going to be Actually, might not be too bad of a look, just kind of, or the Wizard of Oz style, just, you know. I did pick up this on Etsy, My Toy Case, action figure display stands. Now, it looks like, you know, this is for the, you know, the hard enthusiasts with the cases, but these little discs, and something about certain McFarlane toys, okay, this doesn't look right. Certain McFarlane toys is, they do come with some of these stands, but not the animated series. So that should just fit right underneath their feet, because it's going to be hard to just, you know, it's one thing to get them to stand up temporarily, you know, to kind of be hunched over here like the Hunchback in Notre Dame. But, you know, just to have it long term, I think this could be the easiest solution. So if you're interested in this, My Toy Case, I think I paid $9.95, mytoycase.com, or, you know, check Etsy. And there's 20 in here. Not sure if I'll need 2 for each one. I do want to note that the McFarlanes are bigger, so, you know, these are a lot smaller, about the size of a quarter. I hope it fits. I'm hoping it's not just made for, it's tough with his heels. Doggone it, this might not be, this might not work. Well, it's kind of on there. We'll see if it makes a difference. Now, here's something I didn't even notice, is not every character has the holes under their feet. The Riddler doesn't, Commissioner Gordon doesn't. Like, I mean, just, and maybe he, you know, he's so much more like stockier. I mean, his legs are so much bigger that, you know, he probably stands a lot easier. Like, I mean, that was pretty effortlessly, but it works with the Scarecrow. So there's some, and I can tell you, I mean, he's just so narrow that he's going to be hard to leave standing up, and he's only got one hole under the feet. So we'll see how these pan out. Kind of do a last second shot with these. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. This is an incredible Batmobile. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I paid my own money, $80, 80 plus with the taxes. I bought all these figures, and they're $30 a piece. Spent $120 to get 10 of them total. You have 2 extras because, you know, each 4 collectible you do have. We got Lockup, and then the Condiment King, whose legs were so flimsy that he's been doing the split. So maybe the fact that he has 2 holes, there's not really consistency on these figures. This review's not about that. It's just kind of a bonus thing, and something I wanted to just include most of the characters, you know, for the kind of the grand finale. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Here's the entire cast, including Miss Loki is going to come up here and probably knock everybody over. But, you know, compared to the size of my cat, this is a huge Batmobile. The entire cast here, the 2 original collectibles, and we're just anticipating the next one and looking forward to keep this collection going. It's a fun one, it's a costly one, but it's what it's all about, right? Set here in the kitchen, on the kitchen table. I mean, it's that big. He had the lights over here. This was holding the camera. Another stand here. And I didn't know exactly where I was going to do this review. It's that big. And if I do come across the Batman Forever, which I have a couple of questions about this, a lot to be answered, this will probably be the spot for that too. So it's good to have this. And what is this, you may ask? 2 giant pieces of cardboard held up with 3 of the kitchen tables, and then just a table cloth from Party City, I believe, or the dollar stores, one or the other. But figure that'd be a good backdrop. You know, it's hard to get something to set this up. It's that big. Look at the box. It's the final look where they'll be displayed for a while until something changes. We have the Joker in the front, the headlights just shining on them. They're holding up pretty good. They're all staying in place. There's Batman blind as a bat. Yeah, it looks good. You could argue the fact of just leaving it lit up all the time. I forgot all about the Condiment King. The discs did not help, so he's doing the splits. He was just He was born that way, to do the splits. Blinded by the light. Blind as a bat.